Wonder of wonders, Seattle just elected its first Republican in 34 years. Ann Davidson won the race for city attorney over another candidate who wanted to abolish the police. Voters also rejected anti-police candidates for mayor and city council. Jason Rantz is a Seattle guy, reports to us frequently. What is going on in Seattle? I hate to say this, but have people come to their senses?
Well, so far they have. We'll see how long this lasts. So it's going to be kind of interesting seeing how things move forward. Obviously, the voters said pretty clearly that they were not happy with the defund the police movement. They didn't stop the council from this week to further this defunding moment. It was going to be worse than it actually was. They cut about $7 million from the SPD budget. We'll see where that ends up going. I think what you're going to see from the voters, they're going to want to see results nearly immediately, which is not fair to the incoming mayor who says he's going to handle the homelessness crisis. And it's certainly not fair to Ann Davidson, who, as Seattle City Attorney, she's not going to be able to turn things around that quickly. All eyes, however, are going to be on December 7th. There is a special election with the potential recall of the socialist city council member Shama Sawant, who kind of put Seattle on a map for leaning farther and farther to the left. We'll see if that ends up happening. It's not going to be easy to recall her. It's not a citywide vote. It's just for her district, and that district put her in office several times now. So we'll see where it ends up going. Now, if that were to go through and she were to be recalled, that is significant.
Yes,
and that really does send some shock waves through the city.
She is a socialist, and she did indeed start it all off. So if she's recalled, that's a big deal indeed. Separate subject here, Jason. The Harry Potter author, JK Rowling, says activists doxed her. She claims they took a photo of her home and address and posted it online. She thinks it's intimidation over her views on transgender people. What's your take on this, Jason?
I think we're going to continue to see more and more of this because folks on the left had said this is a reasonable strategy. Normal people don't believe this to be reasonable, that you don't show up to someone's house with the clear intent of intimidating someone, bullying them into silence. And you know, we've seen this kind of strategy move in this, I was going to say this country. I'm currently in London. It's been moving in the United States for a while now. You saw protesters within the BLM movement and Antifa showing up to the doorsteps of politicians. They believe that this is the way to get people to stop saying things that they happen to disagree with. It is the equivalent of the heckler's veto at a speech, although I think in this case it's clearly more dangerous. And what is the intent of this if not to try to bully someone into silence? So let's say that JK Rowling doesn't stop holding her mainstream positions on transgender issues. Well, then what? You're already putting out the address on purpose. What do you think is that next step? And I think that the implication is that there's the potential for violence. Now, obviously, hopefully, we don't want that to happen, but that's the direction that they're taking us. And I think that more people on the left, because it's right now the left who's engaged in this kind of strategy, I think they need to call this out before it gets completely out of control.
What are you doing in London on Thanksgiving week? You are an American, I believe, and they don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there, you know.
Although they do celebrate Black Friday, which is kind of weird to me. I come for the black pudding. What do you want? I love it, actually, in London.
You know what black pudding is?
I do know what it is. I hope people don't actually Google it this early in the morning for you guys, because it might be a little bit creepy for some folks.
It's a sausage made of dried pig's blood. That's what it is, and it goes great with a full English breakfast. But, you know,
yes, it does.
It's Thanksgiving week. Jason, come back soon, okay? We'll see you again later. Got it.
Will do. Thanks, Stuart.
The net